Hello, folks. This is George Carton from the Political News Channel here on Tuesday, May 28th. Just doing a little update about the upcoming Democratic National Committee debates featuring 20 of the Democratic hopefuls that are running for president. That's the first interesting point, is that there's 20 spots that are available at these debates. And I think there's 23 or 24 candidates that announced that are running. So if all of them hit the qualifying marks, there's going to be a couple that won't make the stage. With that said, all of them have to hit certain thresholds. The thresholds are they have to get at least 65,000 individual donors, with 200 unique donors in per state in at least 20 states, or, and it's a or, not and, or, register at least 1% support in 3 different polls that have been approved by the DNC. So that's how you have to meet the thresholds. You have to just meet the thresholds in either one. So I'm assuming if only 18 of them make it, they're going to do 9 on each night, because they're going to split the nights, or the total amount that are running, into 2 nights. They're having June 26th and June 27th. And they're not going to have like the top 10 on one night and the bottom 10 on the other night, because if you remember back in 2016 when the Republicans had a similar situation, they had all the main candidates one night, and it was almost like the undercard later on. I don't think they did it different nights. It was just later on, and no one watched that. It was a big drop off. And now the DNC has some sort of formula that they're going to put certain members on one night and other members. So I don't know the breakdown, but maybe Biden, since he's leading the polls, is in one night, and Bernie Sanders, since he's second, is on the other night, and the third goes on the first night, and fourth goes on the second night, and back and forth. So there's some sort of formula to mix it up. So there's interest on both nights. So it's going to be interesting to watch. So obviously today being the 28th of May, this is June 26th and June 27th. So we're just under a month away for the first debates are going to start up. So, let's get into this. As I said here, the Democratic primary is set to take place June 26th and 27th, and it's going to be in Miami, which is interesting because it's going to be a supposed swing state here next year in 2020. So there's 10 candidate spots available on each of the 2 nights, meaning only 20 people will make the stage at all, which will mean a few of the contenders will be left on the outside looking in if they make the thresholds like we talked about. So the Times and the Hill have both broken down how the qualification process will play out. There are 2 ways a candidate can qualify: fundraising and polling. Now, according to a February statement from the DNC, candidates need to either score at least 1% in 3 polls the DNC approves of, or have received donations from at least 65,000 individuals with 200 unique donors per state in at least 20 states. Now, with fundraising and polling as 2 ways in the debate, here's a look at who's in, who's out, who's on the bubble, and what the debate nights might look like. So currently, who's in the debate? So far, according to a May 26 report in The Hill, 19 candidates have qualified. 13 on fundraising and polling, and 6 have qualified on just polling. Now, no candidate, according to The Hill, has met only the fundraising threshold. Those who have double qualified are the following. They're California Senator Kamala Harris, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, former Vice President Joe Biden, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard, former Texas Representative Beto O'Rourke, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, author Marianne Williamson, entrepreneur Andrew Yang, and former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Julian Castro. Now, those that have qualified on polling alone are New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan, California Congressman Eric Swalwell, former Maryland Representative John Delaney, Montana Governor Steve Bullock, and former Governor of Colorado John Hickenlooper. Now, who's currently out of the debates? With 19 spots taken, only 1 remains. So 5 candidates that have not met either qualification for the debate are former Alaska Senator Mike Gravel, doesn't he run every time, Colorado Senator Michael Bennet, Representative Seth Moulton, Miramar, Florida Mayor Wayne Messam, and New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. These candidates will have until 2 weeks before the late June debates to make it to the stage, according to Politico. That's when the DNC plans to announce who will be at which of the 2 debates. So what if more than 20 people qualify? Now, with such a massive field, this seems quite possible. And the DNC announced in February that it would have a system of tiebreakers to figure out who makes it to the stage. And here's what it would look like. First, candidates who have qualified in both fundraising and polling will be given precedence. That's already 19 folks with some time to go before the fields are officially announced. So it's possible there will be 20 people who meet both qualifications. But what happens if there are 21? According to the DNC, polling averages will be used to break ties between candidates who qualify through both methods. That will likely mean like big names like Biden, Sanders, Harris, and Warren, who have all performed well polls, will make it in, as well as more surprising candidates who've been having success like Buttigieg and O'Rourke. Things could get very interesting for those at the bottom of the polls if they manage to qualify on both fronts. If the number of double qualifying candidates stays at 19, the DNC explained, the last spot will go to the top polling Democrat who didn't qualify via fundraising. That could mean a spot for Gillibrand, who had the best name recognition among those on the bubble. Who will the debate be split across 2 nights, or how will the debate be split across 2 nights? In the run-up to the 2016 presidential election, the Republicans found themselves with a similarly crowded primary field and split their debate nights up into so-called main event and undercard debates. The candidates were sorted into either based on polling, creating a stratified debate lineup. Now, Democrats have decided to go a different route, announcing in February that they'd sort candidates into 2 debates randomly. Democrats plan to identify their 20 candidates who make the debate and then sort them into 2 groups of 10 for the debates. This could make space for front-runners to assert their dominance, or for those polling near the bottom to take a jab at those at the top. So it could get pretty interesting. So according to the DNC, the debates will be broadcast in prime time on back-to-back nights on Wednesday, June 26th and Thursday, June 27th in partnership with NBC, MSNBC, and Telemundo. They will also be streamed online for free. So sit back and relax, folks. The campaign is upon us for 2020. There are 12 sanctioned DNC debates, so we'll see how this flushes out until we get to the first voting in Iowa, then followed closely by the New Hampshire primary, then South Carolina and Nevada. So here we go, folks. Thanks for tuning in.